So today's topic is about the projectile motion. Basically, what is a projectile motion? Anything that moves where the force of gravity is the only force acting, we call that as a projectile. And when we are solving a problems involving the projectile, can be solved by considering the vertical and horizontal component separately. So what we'll do, we will separate the component of the motion as horizontal and vertical. The vertical velocity is accelerated or decelerated due to gravity, where horizontal velocity will remain constant. So example, if we launch a projectile with certain angle theta and the speed at which it is launched, that is u. So the trajectory, the path which this projectile will follow, so this will be the trajectory or the path of this projectile. Then this is having two components. There is a horizontal component as well as there is a vertical component. So it's making a right angle triangle. The horizontal component of the motion, that is given by u cos theta, whereas vertical component of the motion is given by u sine theta. So we have horizontal component that is given by u cos theta, and that's the initial horizontal, whereas the vertical component is there, that is given by u sine theta. So what is our assumption here? Only the force which is acting is the gravity. And that force of gravity, what is the effect of that force of gravity? It will affect the vertical motion. And how the gravity will affect the vertical motion? As it is moving up, the vertical component will decrease or it will decelerate. And as it is coming down from the maximum height, the vertical component will increase, or we can say it will accelerate. And acceleration and deceleration will be same as due to gravity. So when it is decelerating, it is minus g. When it is accelerating, it is equal to g. So when we draw the component, the horizontal and vertical component, like if this is a trajectory of the projectile, so basically a two-dimension motion is refers to a projectile motion. Then when we draw the horizontal and the vertical component, if we draw the vertical component, in the beginning the vertical component is maximum, but as it is rising up, the vertical component is decreasing, and at the maximum height the vertical component will be 0. And what about the horizontal component? The horizontal component does not change, or horizontal component remain constant. And why the horizontal component will remain constant or does not change? Because we assume that there is no air resistance, there is no force of air which oppose the motion. So air resistance is negligible or air resistance is 0. So there is no air resistance. So the horizontal component, when we sketch the horizontal component for moving upward, the value of the horizontal component will remain same throughout the motion. So every part it is moving horizontally. But when it is coming down, the vertical component will start to increase, and just before hitting it will have its maximum vertical component. And what about the horizontal component? Because the horizontal component does not change, so throughout the motion the horizontal component will remain same. So if I consider the acceleration is due to gravity, or deceleration is due to gravity, it is 9.8, but for explanation I'm taking as a 10. So when it is going up, the vertical component is decreasing, and when it is coming down, the vertical component is increasing. So example, if I say, if this was the vertical component was 30 here meter per second, then after 1 second it will be 20 meter per second, after 1 second it will be 10 meter per second, then after 1 second or at the maximum height it will be 0 meter per second. But what about the horizontal component? The horizontal component remains same. So example, if this was 5 meter per second, it will be 5 meter per second, 5 meter per second, and 5 meter per second. As it is coming down, it will start to accelerate. So speed will increase, and which speed will change? Only the vertical speed will change. So it was 0, then it will be 10 meter per second, then it after 1 second 20, and after another second it will be 30. And the horizontal component will remain same throughout the motion, that does not change at all. So this two-dimension motion is refers to a projectile motion. Is it clear? The concept of the projectile motion and our assumption that we assume that there is no air resistance, and we consider the acceleration is due to gravity, acceleration and deceleration, and that is having a fixed value. So you can see a projectile motion of an object. So we launch this object with a velocity u. The component which is with an axis, horizontal axis, that is u cos theta, the original, and the vertical component is u sin theta. And every moment it is accelerating or decelerating due to gravity. The horizontal component remains same. You can see it will remain u cos theta, but the vertical component is decreasing. Like if I sketch the vertical components here, so the value of the vertical component will decrease, and at the maximum height it will be 0. So if we sketch a graph to show the horizontal and vertical components of a projectile, if we sketch a velocity time graph for the horizontal component, so the horizontal component remains same throughout the motion, does not change. So what we will have a constant velocity. But for vertical, if we sketch a graph for vertical velocity and time, so in the beginning the vertical velocity is maximum. When it reaches the maximum height it will be 0, and when it is coming down it will also increase. But if 1 is positive, because here the vertical component is acting up, but after the reaching the maximum height the vertical component will act downward. So when we sketch a graph, in the beginning it is maximum, at maximum height it is 0. And why it is a straight line? Because the slope of velocity time graph represent the acceleration or deceleration. Because it is constant, so it will be a straight line. So from, if I say from point A to point B, the vertical velocity is decreasing, and then from point B to point C the vertical velocity will increase, but the direction is opposite. If upward is positive, the downward will be negative. So we'll continue the graph in this manner. Is it clear? The vertical and the horizontal component of the velocity of a projectile and its graphs. So whenever we are solving the question related to a projectile, for a horizontal component because horizontally there is no acceleration or deceleration, so horizontal velocity is constant. Whenever we are solving using the horizontal component, solving for horizontal components, so what we will do, we will use simple equation in which we have speed is equals to distance divided by time. Because horizontally there is no acceleration, so we'll use a simple formula. Speed is distance over time. But for vertical components, we will use the equation of motion. And what are the four equations of motion? As we already discussed, that v is equals to u plus at, s is equals to ut plus half at square, 2as is equals to v square minus u square, and s is equals to u plus v divided by 2 multiplied by t. So whenever we are solving for vertical component, we always use the equation of the motion. If we are solving for horizontal motion, then speed is distance divided by time, as there is no acceleration. The maximum distance, the maximum horizontal distance traveled by the projectile, that is known as the range. And the maximum height reached by the projectile, that is simply known as the height. So if we want to find the height or distance, vertical distance, we'll use equation of the motion. If we want to find the range, we will use speed is equals to distance over time, in which this distance will be the range. So as you can see here, the velocity time graph for vertical motion and for horizontal motion. Like this is a velocity time graph, and from velocity time graph we sketch the displacement time graph. As you can see, like they took a part of this velocity time graph, the overall when projectile is going up and coming down. So this is the part for velocity time graph when it is coming down from maximum height. So this is how the displacement time graph will appear. Because you can see if the velocity is increasing, this is a velocity time graph. So they took part of it and they are sketching a displacement time graph. So how to sketch a displacement time graph from velocity time graph? We know the slope of a displacement time graph represent velocity. So here velocity is increasing and it is negative value like -1, -2, -3. So what does it mean? It means the slope should increase and it should be negative. So you can clearly see the angle with the x-axis is increasing, and the value when we take y1 and y2, so y1 is above y2, so it will be negative. But for a horizontal motion, as a velocity is constant, velocity is not changing, so it means that here the slope should be constant. And how we represent a constant slope? So it will be a straight line passing through origin. Is it clear? The graph for velocity time, but this is not the full graph of displacement time and velocity time. This is only for the half motion when it is coming down. If they said for full motion, like as we did, so if we are sketching a velocity time graph for vertical motion, in the beginning it is maximum, then it decreases, and then it increases. Now if you want to sketch a displacement time graph for the vertical motion, so we'll divide the graph into parts A and B. So what is happening from A to B? A to B, the velocity is decreasing and it is positive. So from A to B here for displacement time graph, A to B, the slope should decrease, but it should be positive. So how we represent a slope decreasing and positive? So this will be slope decreasing and it is positive. But from B to C, the velocity is increasing and it is negative. So from B to C, the slope should decrease and it should be negative. So how we represent the slope decreasing? Sorry, how we represent a slope increasing, not decreasing, because here velocity is increasing, so slope should increase but negative. So we represent slope increase and it is negative. So this is a complete graph. So it looks similar to that of a projectile motion. Is it clear? The displacement time graph for vertical component of velocity. Is it clear? The vertical component, the vertical displacement and horizontal displacement graph for the vertical velocity and horizontal velocity. Then how to solve questions related to projectile. Example, if I say a projectile is launched with a speed of 30 meter per second and making angle 20 degrees. I want everyone to use a calculator to state the answer for each part. And this is a trajectory which a projectile follows. Now the question is, the first part, so the first part is find the initial horizontal and vertical component of velocity. So how we can find the initial horizontal and vertical component of the velocity? So basically there are two components, one is horizontal, another one is the vertical. The horizontal component is given by u cos theta and the vertical component is given by u sine theta. So what is u? U is the starting speed here, speed at which it is launched, so that is u. So it is launched with a speed of 30 meter per second. So, and making angle theta, that is 20. The horizontal component, I'm writing h here, that is given by u cos theta. So u is 30 and cos 20. What is the answer for u cos 30 cos 20? And the vertical component is u sine 30. That will be 30 sine 20. What's the answer for 30 cos 20? 28.5. And meter per second. And what is the answer for 30 sine 20? 9.27 meter per second. So we got the horizontal component and we got the vertical component. And we know when it is going up, it is decelerating in minus 9.8. When it is coming down, it will accelerate, that is 9.8. Now the second part, calculate the time to reach the maximum height. So to calculate the time to reach the maximum height, we know when it will reach the maximum height, its vertical velocity will be zero. Because when we are using the vertical component, we always use equation of motion. So the four equations of the motion, we have v is equals to u plus at. Now we'll check whether we can use this one or no. We have v. How we have v? The v, the final velocity, vertical velocity will be zero. We have u as well, but what is this u? This u is not the initial velocity. This u is the vertical component of the velocity, which was 28.5. Because we are solving the vertical motion, so vertical motion and horizontal motion must be separated from each other. So u is the total velocity, but the vertical component of the velocity is 28.5, and that is responsible for its vertical motion. So we have u as well. We have a, which is minus 9.8, and we need time. So we can use this formula that v is equals to u plus at. V is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, which is 28.5 minus 9.8, and the time is t. So what we do, we'll solve for the time. So 28.5 will move other side. It will be minus 20. Sorry, the vertical component, by mistake I wrote 28.5. It was 9.27. So 9.27 is the vertical component and horizontal component is 28.5. So I should use 9.87 instead of 28.5. So we got 9.27. This 9.27 will move other side. It will be minus 9.87, and this minus 9.27 divided by minus 9.8 will get the time. So what is the time to reach the maximum height? That will be in second. Basically 9.27 divided by 9.8. 0.95 is the time to reach the maximum height. Then if part C is there, calculate the maximum height. So maximum height is a vertical distance. So we can use equation of the motion. We have this 2as is equals to v square minus u square. So we have the initial vertical component, that is 9.27. We have the final vertical component, that's 0. We have acceleration, so we can find this s. S is actually the vertical distance. So 2as is equals to v square minus u square, or 2 into 9.8 is equals into s is equals to 0 square minus, but here it will be negative. Why negative? Because it is against the gravity. And initial velocity is 9.27, so 9.27 square. So when we solve for this distance, it will be minus 9.27 square divided by minus 2 into 9.8. So negative will cancel with negative. So 9.27 square divided by 19.6. 9.27 square divided by 19.6. What is the maximum height reached by the projectile? that is 4.38 meters. So 4.38 meter is the maximum height this projectile will reach. Now if I need the range means the total horizontal distance. So when we are finding for the range, the total horizontal distance, so it's a horizontal, and I told when we are using a horizontal, then we'll use speed is equals to distance divided by time. So horizontal speed is 28.5, distance, the range we are finding, and the time. Look, the time to reach the maximum height was 0.95. So time to return back will also be 0.95. So total time will be twice. So the total time will be 2 into 0.95. So this whole is multiplied, we'll get the range. So 28.5 times 2 times 0.95, that will give us the range. What is the answer for the range of this projectile? 28.5 times 2 times 0.95. That will be 54.1. So 54.1 meter is the range of this projectile. Is it clear? This is how we normally solve the question. There are steps, like each part, like these parts are interrelated. So for vertical, we always use equation of motion, and horizontal, we use speed is distance divided by time. Then the relation between gravity and maximum height. So what will be the relation between the gravity and the maximum height reached by the projectile? Like if one of the projectile you launched with a speed of 50 meter per second on the surface of Earth, and the other projectile you launch with the same speed and same angle. So you launch with the speed of 50 meter per second and making angle, say example 30 degrees. This is also making angle 30 on the surface of moon. The gravity of the moon is 1.6. Gravity of the earth is 9.8. So what will be the difference? What will be the effect of the gravity if we launch two projectiles with the same angle? Which one you think will reach the greatest height, on earth or on moon? The earth is having a stronger gravity. So if we launch two projectiles with the same angle and from the same initial velocity, which projectile you think will reach the maximum greatest height? So basically what happened, because the earth is pulling with a stronger gravity, so it will have a greater deceleration, or vertical speed will decrease faster. So this projectile will return back to the ground quickly. But because on the surface of the moon gravity is weaker, so it will take more time to slow down the velocity, and it will reach the greatest height as compared to that of on the earth. So the height reached by the projectile and the gravity are inversely proportional. If stronger gravity, it will reach a shorter maximum height. If Weaker gravity means it will reach a maximum height, greater maximum height. And we can solve this by using the values as well. Or we can also solve by using a simple like mathematical notations or the variable. Like we know this formula 2as is equals to v square minus u square. So at the vertical, the final velocity will be 0. Horizontal will be there, but the final will be 0. And what about initial? If I'm not using the numbers here, the initial vertical will be given by u sine theta. So we have two, gravity is minus g, the height is h, final velocity is 0, the vertical, and initial is u sine theta. So it will be minus 2gh is equals to minus q sine theta square. So negative will cancel with negative, so h is equals to u square sine square theta divided by 2g. So you can clearly see the relation between the maximum height. This is a formula which shows a relation between maximum height and gravity. So its gravity is in denominator. So if the gravity decrease, the height reached by the projectile will increase. Is it clear? Then relation between the range and the gravity. So the relation between the range and the gravity, if we launch two projectile with the same angle, same initial speed, but different values of the gravity, like one is on 9.8 meter per second square, another one is 1.6. So if a gravity is weaker, the projectile will remain in air for a longer period of a time, so the range will also increase. As we know, speed is equals to distance divided by time. So if speed is same, but because the gravity is weaker, so projectile will remain in air for a longer period of a time. So if the time increase, the distance, the horizontal distance or the range which the projectile cover will also increase. So if the time increase, time remaining in air will increase, so the range will also increase. And at what angle we have a maximum range? So maximum range of a projectile when the angle or the launching angle theta is equals to 45. So if we have a projectile which is launched from certain height with an angle of 45, the velocity is u. So what will be the trajectory this projectile will follow? So it will be a parabolic path, vertical velocity decreases, and eventually it will like reach a zero value at maximum height, and then start to decrease, and it will um, start to increase basically, and it will reach the ground. But if we launch the same projectile with angle of same initial speed but different angle, like angle 30 or angle 60. So a projectile is launched with an angle of 30 or it is launched with an angle of 60. So what we will observe, when it is launched with an angle of 30 or it is launched with an angle of 60, in exam you will write the gravity is 9.8. So you will find this projectile will reach the same range, but it will have a maximum range when the launching angle of the projectile is 45. The maximum range depends on the launching angle, and it is maximum when the launching angle is 45. But if it is 30 or 60, then it will reach the same range. Heights will be different, but the range will be same. And the vertical and horizontal components or motion are independent of each other. The vertical and horizontal motion does not depend on each other. What does it mean? Like if I drop an object from certain height and I drop the like push the object from same height, so the trajectory which they will follow, this object will fall vertically, and it will have acceleration due to gravity. But for second object, it will move horizontally and vertically as well. But after 1 second, the vertical displacement will be same for both. So even though this object is having only vertical component and this object is having both horizontal and vertical component. So one of the object we drop vertically, another object we push horizontally, and it will fall. But what we observe their vertical displacements after every second is like their vertical positions are same. So why their vertical positions are same? Because vertically this is also accelerating, having acceleration due to gravity. This is also accelerating, and acceleration is due to gravity. And the horizontal distance is same throughout the motion because the horizontal velocity is constant. So this should be further on the right hand side. Because of space I was not able to draw. So what it shows that the horizontal and the vertical motions are independent of each other. Like this object is having only vertical component, this object is having horizontal and vertical. But the vertical positions for both objects are same, which shows that even if object is having horizontal or it does not have any horizontal, the vertical component does not depends on horizontal component. So if this was 5 meter, this will remain 5 meter. Is it clear that for a projectile motion, the horizontal and vertical motions are independent of each other? So if you drop an object or if you move the object with horizontally and it will fall, they both will hit the ground at the same time because both have the same vertical motion. The range for this one, the range will be different because you are pushing it, so it will have a different range. And this does not, range is 0 because horizontally it does not move. So this was about the projectile motion. In the next session, we will do topic wise question from this projectile. Any question related to the class today? So I'll end the session and share this recording.